We visited some Yolanda housing project sites in Leyte, and this is what we saw. This is a housing project site in Carigara, Leyte. It cost 197 million pesos to build, and yet it is still unoccupied. It was supposed to be finished in 2017, but 6 years later, it is still empty. In some units, as you can see, there are even carabao turds.
Unit na to, meron pa nga mga tae ng kalabaw.
Proof that carabao are the only creatures who really make the most of this area. The houses are smothered in vegetation and it is very difficult to enter some of the units.
Okay, so sa sobrang dami ng halaman sa housing unit na to, napakahirap pumasok sa unit pa lang.
This is what it looks like inside some of the housing units. This is another housing site in Tacloban City, Guadalupe Heights 3. The problem here is water. Because there's no individual water connection for the houses, water has to be pumped from a common pumping station, and the residents hire different people to pump for them several times a day. And you can see these are the water canisters and jugs used by each of the residents. Residents even say that in certain parts of the year, there is no water coming out of the pumping stations, and they rely on water tankers from City Hall to deliver water to them. This is another housing site, also in northern Tacloban. This is the Greendale Residences Phase 3. As you can see, they are just rows of empty houses. This is what it looks like inside the units. Garbage can be found in some parts. Obviously, these are not used and are often just places where children hang out, or you can see where people throw their garbage. Plants are already growing inside the units because they've been abandoned for so long. This is Greendale Residences and Guadalupe Heights, housing sites that are side by side. Not all housing units are empty. Many of them are actually occupied and in use. This one, for example, in Greendale Residences Phase 1 is mostly occupied, and you can see a real community here. This is Pope Francis Village in Tacloban City, another housing site for Yolanda survivors. These are one of the housing project sites that are better off. As you can see, there are signs of daily living. Some people have even managed to put up satellite dishes for their units. There's an electrical connection. There's also a water connection, but the pipes are on the surface, meaning they're not underground, which is still better than a lot of other housing project sites. And those are the things we saw when we visited the housing project sites for Yolanda survivors in Leyte.